Hey guys, it's Justin here. We've got a very, very interesting story today for Old Comic Wednesday. Before we get started, I will be doing on the 19th starting. I will be doing the new Lego Batman game. I'm super excited for it. I've already pre-ordered it. I will have all the DLCs. I will have all the packs already. I'll get the pre-order bonus, the Warner Bros. Sign up. So I literally have everything. I'm so excited for this game. If you guys remember, I think it was one of the last shorts or whatever when I went to the comic book, when I did my comic book haul. It might have even been a video. I got this Neil Adams book from the comic book shop. We're going to be doing an insane story today. It's bonkers how absurd it is, but it kind of fits that 70s era vibe. Trying to be a little bit more energetic in these videos, so hopefully you guys like it. This is actually a Batman and Flash story. It's called "You Can't Hurt Bork, but Bork Can Hurt You." It's very much an old 70s or whatever, and of course it has that amazing Neil Adams art. Well, technically it's called Batman and Flash, but Bork Can Hurt You. But on the cover, it shows this, but you get this really cool Neil Adams stuff. This week I won't be able to, but I want to try and start actually editing these Wednesday ones too. It's just hard trying to do it. If you guys don't know, I lost my vehicle, so that kind of sucks. It's totaled for sure now, so now I'm gonna have to figure that out. But yeah, videos do not stop. They did stop last week just because. But when I get towards the end of this story, you guys are going to be like, what the hell? So make sure you stay tuned to the end. If you guys want to see more, make sure, of course, to like, subscribe. If you guys are excited for Lego Batman coming out, drop a comment down below and let me know what you're most excited for. I am just excited in general. I played Lego Batman, the very nostalgic version. I'll probably be streaming it, and then I'll upload the videos of the stream, so I'll stream it and record it. So that way I can get it, that way I'll stream it, and then I'll also get it recording on my thing. I'm actually calling off of work on the day it comes out to play this and stream it and stuff. Because, yeah, we're going full-fledged into this. I've been waiting for this game for so damn long. I'm so excited. But, yeah, let's just get into this story. So, like I said, this is Batman and Flash in But Bork Can Hurt You. Written by... It doesn't say who it's written by. Here, let me look over here. I'll be able to find it. So this is But Bork Can Hurt You from The Brave and the Bold, number 81, December 1968 to January 1969. Writer Bob Haney, the artist Neil Adams, and inks Dick Giordano and Vince Colletta. It looks like a lot of these are written by Bob Haney. It's such an absurd story, but let's just get right into it. So this starts off with this guy named Carl Bork, and he gets hit by a fucking truck. Literally gets hit by a truck. And he is surprised because a truck hit him and he should be dead, but he's not. And so he starts to realize that there might be something different about him. And so he realizes that, if he can't get injured, he feels different and stuff, and so he goes to test it, and then he sees a diner, and he goes in, and he goes to rob it. And on his way out, a cop shoots him 3 or 4 times in the leg, and it just bounces off of him, and he realizes that he's invulnerable. And he goes, "They bounced off, all of them. I don't know why, but I'm invulnerable and I can't be hurt." And this is kind of the setup for the story of who we're dealing with. So Carl Bork is the antagonist of this. And then we get a little meanwhile, and we see the first look of Neil Adams' great Batman. You know, the classic blue and gray with the yellow bat symbol and stuff. I've been really getting into his art lately. He's probably my second favorite artist behind Jim Lee. he's kind of rising up as the first though, because his art just whenever I think of Batman, and I would think of Batman when I was like younger and stuff. A lot of times that's what I would be thinking of was his art, and I didn't realize it. But Barry Allen, who, if you don't know, it says Barry Allen, who is secretly the Flash, um, is at the GCPD headquarters, Gotham City Police Department headquarters, with Batman, and they're talking about how Barry's basically like. They're talking about detection methods, and Barry's basically like, it's not bad, but our police force would rather have one Batman than a dozen computers, because he's the world's greatest detective and stuff, and it's Batman. And then they get a little over the radio. They get a call that says, "Attention, all units, rumble on the waterfront. Rendezvous at 10th and Fulton. Repeat, rumble on the docks." And Commissioner's like, "You're just in time, you two, let's go." And then Batman tells Commissioner to take Barry with him. Now, Batman knows that he's the Flash, so he kind of locks Barry down, I feel like, in a way. But maybe that's just me. And so he's like, I'll meet you there. And so then you see Batman swinging, almost like Spider-Man, onto a perch, and then he's looking up, and you get this really cool picture. I don't know if you guys can see. Batman's over here, and then you have the crowd of people down here. When I start editing these, they'll be easier to see. It's just hard to do 2 videos a week. I want to get the shorts done too. But when I do these playthroughs, I don't think I'm going to edit them. I think it's going to be just completely live. I might edit down the video versions, but I don't know yet. But I'm just so excited for this game. And every time I record, I always get congested for some reason. I don't know what it is. But yeah, so they're talking. Bork is trying to take down the big dude, this bigger dude, and get his gang basically. And now he knows he's invincible. The other guy doesn't, and so he's just one man army. And next thing you know, the leader of the group is basically like, get him, and someone swings a board over him, and nothing happens. And then Bork goes, nothing can hurt Bork, but Bork can hurt you. Reference to the title. And just hits the guy with a piece of wood. And then someone literally comes with a forklift, or not a forklift exactly, it's like a walking one, but it has forks in the front of it, and drives after him. And nothing happens. And that's when Batman goes, good blazes, Bork, he's invulnerable. Because Batman, I guess, knows Bork. He's seen him before. And at least that's what it sounds like. Is that, yeah, because I think at one point he says, Batman's thinking, he's like, Carl Bork, I thought he left Gotham for good. So he knows him. And then they all realize nothing can hurt him with the forklift. So then they all immediately change onto his side. And that's when Batman reveals himself to bring him under arrest. And this is kind of where the story starts. And so him and Batman get into this intense fight. Obviously, Bork loses, or Batman loses, sorry. He gets clobbered into the head and then hits the ground hard. And then a bunch of cops jump after Bork and he just beats them all up. So they all fall back to regroup. And this is where they go back to the commissioner office, and this is where the story starts to get, where you start to see where the story's going. Batman's plan is to figure out, because he knows that Bork wasn't always invulnerable, so he knows that something happened that's making him invulnerable now. So Batman's plan is to have Barry Allen, who's the Flash, basically, because he can run at super speed, retrace all of Bork's steps, and by doing that, hopefully find what is making him be able to be invulnerable now, and so that way they can figure out how to stop it. So they do just that. Barry Allen goes and retraces his steps. You see him running back and forth, and then he goes to Paris. He goes all over the place, and then he goes to the capital of a new African nation. Sorry, I don't know why I always get congested. And then he goes, yes, then the leader of the African nation or whatever, I think it's a leader. He goes, yes, Mr. Flash, we know Carl Bork well. He led a mercenary group here that impoverished many of my people. In fact, I have just sent a special commando unit to arrest him. So Batman runs back and he lets him know Flash runs back to Batman. And Neil Adams, I think it is Barry Allen, yeah. And basically runs back and lets Batman know what's going on, that Bork basically has whatever. And then Batman said he'll be on the lookout for him. And then it goes to back to where Bork is, and the commandos find him, but they realize he cannot be harmed. So then Flash is somewhere out at sea all of a sudden. It's the Flash. He runs all over the place. And this is where the story starts to get weird. Okay. Because the captain goes, Bork, I remember him. I picked him up off Desolation Island where he was shipwrecked. Odd thing, the natives there were most impressed by Bork, made a wooden life-size carving of him. Now this carving is special. The Flash believes that this carving might be the secret to his invulnerability. So he runs to this island, but there's a volcano erupting, and he sees the carving of Bork, but they both get knocked into the water. And Flash is unconscious, but he's leaning up on a tree trunk. Meanwhile, the carving is kind of being washed away. And then back in Gotham, there's one of Bork's demands is getting rid of Batman. So there's back and forth about whether or not they should do that. Obviously, Commissioner Gordon takes Batman's side, and that's not what ends up happening. But all of a sudden, the Flash goes and he has to try and find the carving. And some random boat guy finds a life-size carving and goes, glad I found you, my wooden friend. You're just a carving, but I can talk to you. Gets mighty lonely sailing alone around the world. And that's when Flash sees it and basically grabs it and stuff. And then Bork basically breaks out again. He punches through the wall, which I guess it gives him super strength. This thing too, this carving. Flash basically, the man basically goes into is sailing with the carving, and Flash basically kind of just takes it from him. Well, he has to fight a tiger shark. So then this is where the story gets weird. So he starts to try and destroy this carving, because he believes that this is what is basically giving him the invulnerability. But he's tried super speed, nothing's basically working. He tries every acid and every solvent and stuff like that, and nothing's working. So he starts running. So if you don't know, Barry Allen, the Speed Force, the reason why he's able to save people is because he has this aura around him that basically makes it so he can protect whoever he's holding. So he ties a rope to himself and has the carving back far enough where it will be affected by his speed. I don't know. It's the 70s. He's basically running so fast that he goes through another dimension, through time and stuff, trying to break this with the Speed Force no matter what he does. And no matter what he does, it just doesn't work. And then he realizes, a laser, the one thing I haven't tried. So he does it on the hand of the thing, and that starts to work. But the laser explodes because it couldn't, I guess it couldn't take the power or something. So then Batman realizes this when the commandos shoot Bork with a blow dart in his hand, and it actually it hits him. Batman realizes, so then he challenges Bork to a fight. And now this is where the story just takes a turn, because I don't know who or what they were on when they were writing this, but Flash runs up a building with the carving and runs into space at the speed of light somehow into the sun and chucks the carving in the sun while Batman and Bork are fighting on in Gotham. Realizes now he has to figure out how to turn around, so he runs into an asteroid to push himself off of it and turn around while this carving is melting. And basically, dude, you're blocking the light. Ow. And basically, come on, dude, go on right now. And basically, he, so then Batman is able to like, obviously out, or to beat Bork. Basically, they arrest him, the Commandos. So, the Flash finds the answer by running up into the solar system somehow, some way. I don't know what was going on. And manages to throw the idol, or the carving or whatever, into the sun. He doesn't die from the sun. He doesn't die from not being able to breathe in space. The only thing they have right is the amount of time it takes for light from the sun to reach Earth. It's like 8 minutes or something like that. That they have in there. I don't even know if that was intentional or not. Batman's purely hoping that Flash will figure it out based on seeing from his hand getting injured. I don't understand how a laser would work, but nothing else, especially with the heat that's getting transferred from Flash, would be just as hot as the laser, if not the sun. Maybe not as hot as the sun, but it would be pretty damn hot. I mean, it's interesting because like they do point out the fact that Flash would not be able to turn mid-air, but also like he's literally running on air. He's running on air, and he's that close to the sun. So, like I said, I don't know what's going on. It is some Speed Force bullshit, I guess. As like comic historian and likes to say, check him out. He's, I mean, you guys probably already know him. Rest in peace. But yeah, I mean, like he just throws it into the sun. I mean, and that's pretty much the end of the story. Literally, that's the end of the story. And there's some other weird ones in this like book. I think I haven't read through them all. I just kind of opened up a random one, seeing Batman and the Flash, because I wanted to do a story from here. There's Batman and the Flash. There's Plastic Man. I just seen in here. It's World's Finest in here. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's interesting. If you guys want me to do more from this collection, I think there's a book, a second book too. It's just insane to me because it's like. I was telling my mom about it too, because there's just like this story. He literally runs up in the air, and literally goes to like the sun. It's just super funny to me. But I mean, yeah. If you guys enjoyed that, thought it was an interesting story. I mean, the art's amazing because it's Neil Adams and stuff. But it's just so funny to me. I don't know. It was a really cool story. Definitely has that like 70s vibe. So yeah, if you guys want more from this collection, I'll see if I can put like a link or something down in the description about for it to give like some credit. I want to kind of start doing that. I got it from the comic book store, so I'm supposed to go there again this Saturday. But yeah, without further ado, guys, I will talk to you guys on Friday. See ya. Bye.